which is that's most of gardening is just get outside and go look at the plants. If you can, talk to them. If you're really a gardener, you'll touch them. And so, and that just makes plants, they just start growing with that. And then you're just there in tune with it. So the extra stuff, it's an aphid. You should kill it. It's scale right now. All kinds of stuff is starting to show up. I noticed our Indian hawthorn out front. It's starting to bloom. It's on the south side against the garage. It shouldn't bloom until March. It's decided now I'm going to do it because it's been too warm. It's just getting tricked into thinking, well, the winter must be gone. It must be time. I'm going to do it. So we need some cold weather. We need some snow.
We need some snow. Christmas is coming. We need some snow.
I'm ready.
Are you?
Yeah, no, I never like cold, but if you can't have a beach, I guess be inside sipping hot toddies and eating your cookies, which are fabulous.
No, thank you. Yes.
So what'd you bring with us this week? What are you going to share with the audience that just kind of goes, they would never change a channel because it is so enthralling, just so interesting.
Just can't look away. It's like an accident. You just can't look away.
Or flames of a fire, or moths at the bug zapper.
Okay. Well, of course, we're in the season of Christmas and Christmas trees, and we have not been Christmas tree hunting yet for a live tree or a fake tree because, like I said a couple weeks ago, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, we'll bring a small Alberta spruce home just for a couple days and take it back home.
So we want to do a little living Christmas tree this year, and actually, people are out looking for living trees, and I think that is just so fun. People are looking for what they can plant in their yard when they're done, and that's a good way to use a living tree.
Why spend $100, $200, $300 for a cut tree? We can spend that kind of money on a living tree and then go plant it and then watch it grow for decades to come.
Right.
I mean, spruce, you can use that indoors, and you can plant it probably 5, 6, 7 years before it's too big to decorate at that point, unless you need a ladder or some special tool. Yeah. Otherwise you'd start a new one, just get another one, start it over again. So eventually you're going to get, 20, 30, 50 feet tall. They're too big to decorate, but that's why you need another one.
Unless you go with that Alberta spruce.
Well, okay, there you go. Just keep it dwarfed.
Yeah. So dwarf Alberta spruce, great for container growing. They're that traditional, very conical Christmas tree, and they're not going to outgrow their pot or their space anytime soon because they are slow growing and they only get max 8 feet. If it's rare, you see one head high. Yeah. And that's for either you or I. So just figure 5, 6 feet. That's pretty common. Yeah. After that, you've moved out of that house because it's been decades and it's been there to the next owner's level. So easy to grow, easy to maneuver around, easy to put into containers. So that's a good one to think about. We also have the baby blue spruce. I like that one. It is. It's a really pretty spruce. Like really pretty. I have not been drinking, I swear. Really pretty spruce. Okay. It is. So really nice blue color to it. And they're stay smaller for quite a long time. Then all of a sudden, once they get some real maturity to them, they decide, oh, I want to be a real spruce tree now. And then they get bigger. I want to grow up and put my big spruce panties on. But it takes them a while to get there. So nice tree for the yard. Once again, nice tree to be able to bring inside because it's not going to dwarf your house. You're not going to have a Clark Griswold moment in your house. What is that for the younger audience that didn't Do we watch have a younger National Lampoons? You're dating yourself for sure. Well, it's a classic. Honey. You gotta love the 80s. I love the 80s. Everything about the 80s. I agree. It's not Christmas without National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And maybe, I don't know, there's a lot of other better ones, but that's a good comedy. Okay. Well, we'll go back to, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Die Hard is not a Christmas music unless you're bored. I agree. Anyways, Fat Albert spruce. So another variety of spruce, very blue in color. It's one that tends to get a little whiter, hence the name Fat Albert. But just a real pretty tree, easy to put out into the landscape and does nicely here. Oh, yeah. And that's when I think our neighbors have one and they put lights on it every year. It's beautiful. And it's, they get out the scaffolding and they decorate. It's very, very pretty. Black Hill Spruce, which is not as commonly known. Black Hill Spruce is more green and it has shorter needles, just real short little needles.
You know, it strikes me, baby blue eyes and Black Hill Spruce, basically they're the same tree, shorter needles, chubbier, fuller, but one's blue, like a silver blue.
Right.
One's silver and one's green, like
Mhm.
not just green, crazy dark, rich, like the dark forest green. They're the same height, size. They look good. They look good compared together.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. So that kind of fills out the spruce selection. And then you have the pine selection. So probably the most common one, which does so well here, is the Austrian pine.
Yeah, no doubt.
Fast growing, doesn't take a lot of water, doesn't have a lot of issues. Nice tree for here. And it's got a cousin, a little shorter,
Ponderosa
squattier
pine?
cousin. No, the Oregon green pine.
Oh yeah, sure.
So Oregon green, I love that tree. It just looks so, it's a very dense tree. Needles are a little bit shorter. And the tree itself, I cannot talk this, itself stays a little smaller.
Yeah.
A little more compact. So really pretty tree.
But both have a central leader.
Mhm.
So like a pine tree, swooping branches that come out from that central trunk
Mhm.
and just gets full and green and thick, and both long needle pines.
Right.
So they're like a miniature. Austrian pine's like a regular ponderosa pine. It's big, but it holds its foliage right to the ground.
Mhm.
Austrian green is a little bit shorter, but it holds its foliage right to the ground. So they're both great. I think they're better landscape plants
Mhm.
than even our natives, ponderosas, pinions, but they're more shapely. They're better looking.
We also have, if you like something a little different,
I do.
the single needle pinyon pine. I think it's a really cool looking tree because it's just, you're not going to find 20 of them on your street.
Yeah.
It's a very
You
unique,
might not find one.
right? It's a cousin to the native pinyon pine around
Right.
here. It just has a real neat texture to it. A really nice look. I think it's a pretty tree. And then of course you have your Arizona cypress.
Classic, not classic Christmas tree,
No, but you could
probably
do
the
it.
most common of the landscape
Mhm.
trees.
Atlas cedar, which there again would be to hang ornaments on it, would be you'd have lots of room to hang
Yes,
because it has big spaces
Yeah.
between it. So, but it's a very pretty tree. We have the blue Atlas cedar.
Yeah, that's actually the statehood tree
Mhm.
on the courthouse back in 1914 when they planted a tree to
Right.
mark the courthouse and the statehood of the Arizona. They planted a Atlas cedars. If
I
you
don't
wanna-
think most people even realize that's down there.
It's huge because it's 100 years old. It's over 100. It's 110 years old almost.
Right. And
Yeah.
they have it trimmed up pretty high, so people don't, unless you're looking up, you don't see it.
So we are out of time, my dear. I'm
Ah.
sorry. I know you want to keep going. Your dog wants to get out and run around. So we'll, hey, Callie, hold on, kiddo. So we're the Mountain Gardeners and our dog here in the studio at the Waters Garden Center. Back after this.